Welcome to Thief's Challenge, an interactive Dungeons & Dragons experience years ago. Trade along the river Theif was a dangerous and difficult affair. Neither man nor monster was the enemy, it was geography. The Theif snaked from the grey pinnacles in the west across the swampy lowlands, to finally flow into the warm sea at Turtle Bay. Along the way it was knotted with rock-strewn rapids, and the lands bordering the raging river lay in a stagnant quagmire high among the grey pinnacles. The town of Zadorak mined lustrous ores of silver, gold, and iron. The minerals were smelted and forged into bars, bearing the stamp of the Duke of the land, Lord Zadorak, a cruel and ruthless ruler the men and dwarves of Zadorak led. A grueling life. Little profit was garnered from the gloomy mines, since much was lost in transport to Turtle Bay, and what was left was taken by the Duke. The people of Zadorak had but one pleasure: partaking in the sweet harvests of the lowlands. Far down the Theif River dwelt the men and elves of Turtle Bay, who harvested grapes, barley, and hops along the windswept coast. They produced the fragrant wines, heady beers, and spicy ales sought by the miners of Zadorak. The lowlands, however, lacked the mineral deposits of the grey pinnacles, making trade with Zadorak ideal for many generations. Trade fluttered up and down the river, but countless flotillas of heavily laden barges broke upon the rocks. Caravans left by foot as well, but the dangerous quagmire made more widows than rich merchants. The reign of the evil Lord Zadorak came to an end when the people revolted, throwing off Zadorak's loathsome yoke. Duke Garland, a paladin of some repute, then claimed the lands. A wise and noble warrior, he listened to the people's needs and quickly appreciated the wealth to be gained from a stable trade route between the two settlements. He commissioned a study to help remedy the trade route situation. It was decided that two locks would be constructed along the Theif. The first, called High Lock, would be the trading port for minerals coming out of the grey pinnacles. It would gently lower the barges 20 feet to the lever of the middle Theif, now made smoother by the second lock, called White Lock, which lay within a 3-day march of the port city of Turtle Bay. This lock acted primarily as a dam for the rough and rapid stretch of river between High Lock and White Lock, ensuring a placid stretch of open water at White Lock. River traffic was lowered another 10 feet to the becalmed reaches of the lower Theif. Construction of the locks proved to be a boon for the two cities, which over the years grew rich and powerful. Wealth from all over the world flowed through Turtle Bay up the Theif to the castles and towers of Zadorak. New mines cracked open huge deposits of gold, silver, and platinum, and veins of iron and mithril were discovered that stretched for miles. Underground wealth of this caliber also brought thieves and rogues from the farthest corners of the land. Soon a cadre was formed amongst the powerful thieves. Then a guild formed to regulate and manage the illegal activities in the area. This thieves guild controlled the gambling, thieving, and rackets along the river. They established their guild in the quiet village of White Lock. Every barge leaving the locks paid the guild protection money, which guaranteed a safe, uneventful trip up and down the river after generations of hazardous travel along the churning waterway. River merchants were easily convinced that such protection was well worth a few pouches of gold. The guild grew rich as it served the merchants, protecting the barges from pirates and other hazards. Over the years, factions within the Thieves Guild broke from the main body to form a second, closely aligned guild. The second guild formed its headquarters in the northern town of High Lock. From the two locations, the guilds too oversaw all river trade operations. Everyone seemed content. Duke Garland grew rich on his taxes. The people were pleased with their luxuries, the merchants enjoyed the profits, and the guild got a cut from almost everyone involved for years. This has been the way of the lands of Garland until the recent arrival of the Gull-Wing Bandit. The masked rogue, from his secret hideout, has stopped and pillaged every barge coming and going on the river for the last 3 months. No one knows who the bandit is or from whence he came. Fingers of blame are pointing in all directions. Some think the Bandit is really a new faction of the Thieves Guilds. Others whisper that the Gullwing Bandit is protected by the Duke and is out to destroy the thieves. Still others mumble that the guilds themselves are in a power struggle. Needless to say, the Thieves Guilds of Highlock and Whitelock are offering a handsome reward for the unmasking of the pirate. Any man or woman in the ranks who can perform this task is promised great favor in future advancement.